Monster Island Secrets. Well, shit. Monster Island Buddies is now at over 75,000 subscribers. We picked up about a third of our subscribers in 2018 alone. I cannot thank you guys enough for helping me grow the channel. This has been so much fun. Every time I think the subscription count is gonna peak, we hit another goal, and I get to make another one of these really fun secrets videos. So let's just dive right in. This is for you guys, who I will always appreciate. This is Monster Island Buddies Secrets, Season 3. And the season starts off with a bit of a Star Wars motif. If I recall correctly, I had originally intended on more Star Wars parody this season. I originally wanted the season to end with a lightsaber fight, but of course that doesn't wind up happening until way later. And now we are in Arizona. I was on a trip staying in a cabin, and I shot this footage right by the cabin entrance. It really was a very beautiful and tranquil spot. Originally, my idea was to actually have Jet beat up the villains one by one, starting here in this episode with Megalon. But the plans changed, and he only got up to Megalon before his story changed course. I wanted to stay on this shot as long as humanly possible, but when I realized how fast the stream was going, I legitimately thought I might lose my Megalon figure. The one that cost $80 fucking. I remember chasing it a little bit before I was finally able to reach over and grab it. Yeah, there's that Jet Jaguar Kill Bill style list, and my hand. Again, this was going to be a theme, but as usual, the story just naturally changed directions.
When trouble threatens mankind, you need the Avengers!
One of my favorite things about Season 3 was that I was able to work in all these other properties I love, and I was able to keep putting Godzilla into these groups he clearly does not belong in. This was a ton of fun for me. Also, keep in mind the timing of this video. We were just getting the first Avengers movie in the theaters. It was super exciting.
Captain America! Present! Iron Man! Yeah, here.
These Avengers toys are from the early 90s. They're the first Marvel toy line since the 1984 Secret Wars toys, so they're very old school figures by today's standards. Now, I know that Magneto is technically an X-Men villain, but I really wanted to do this magnetism battle, so whatever.
Forget it, Magneto! You can't escape! You will be the one escaping!
These lines here are a reference to the Avengers arcade game, along with the home console port versions. This game was notorious for having terrible Japanese to English translations that ultimately made zero sense.
You can't escape! You will be the one escaping!
I don't recall why, but for this episode I was really hell-bent on working in a lot of meme references. And we start here with this obvious reference to Shoop da Whoop.
I'm a fire in my laser!
I remember it being disputed in the comments section if Magneto actually can manipulate Cap's vibranium shield or Thor's hammer. I'll tell you what, it's definitely been published that he can at least once before. Here he is, moving the hammer, shield, and Iron Man's armor all in one panel! So nanny poo-poo.
Alright guys, let's do this. Godzilla!
Did he just run out there? A nice Leroy Jenkins reference here. I thought that was the funniest video ever at the time.
Yes, he deserved to die, and I hope he burns in hell!
This line from Nick Fury is actually a quote Sam Jackson said in a different film, A Time to Kill. They used to show him saying it in all the trailers and TV ads for the commercial, and my friends and I were just completely overexposed to that line. So it became an inside joke between us.
That's the other thing. Why do we have to watch Cool Runnings every night?
And this Cool Runnings gag is just because Cool Runnings is legitimately one of my favorite movies. I've loved that film since I saw it in the theater, and it really did win a German Screen Award. It's just my feel-good guilty pleasure movie.
You off the Avengers! Can I still use the team's dental plan? Get the fuck out!
Also, I don't know what it is with me and all these teams having dental plans. I make this same joke way later on with Ultraman.
Look, special...
Manilla's camera is a classic episode to me. It was an excuse to just make a silly episode and use lots of camera filters. Plus, Manila and Anguirus got a dedicated episode for almost all of the early seasons, so that's what this episode here is. Also, this episode is notable for being the first appearance of Baragon and the first extended appearance of King Kong. And as you can see here, Baragon's voice was way different.
Yeah, look, boss, the kid's taping boss!
I honestly didn't know what to do with him yet, so I gave him this awful henchman voice. This part here was an homage to the first Blair Witch Project movie. I don't know, at the time I felt like you weren't allowed to do a found footage episode without referencing Blair Witch.
He's got a gun, boss! He's got a gun!
Fool!
King Kong says, "Run, you fool." This line is used a lot throughout this entire series. Ah, the first QR code. I was trying to add a little interaction to the show. If you scan that code with a QR code reading app, here's the message you'll receive. Go ahead and pause the video if you actually want to read the whole thing. You'll see that it's from Mechagodzilla, who's already being thrown around time and space.
Now he's with the turtles.
Now Godzilla has joined the original late 80s Ninja Turtles. That portal machine is really a device that repairs scratched CDs and DVDs. I love this joke that Godzilla kept being too violent for all of these other intellectual properties, but it just kills me how out of focus so many of these shots in the early episodes are. It is so hard for me to imagine that there was a point when I thought that was okay. Jet's back in his jacket, which I can now tell you is from an Undertaker WWF figure. And there's this one's QR code. Back in Arizona, we were walking a desert trail, and I had some figures in my camera bag. It was another gorgeous spot, and shortly after I filmed this scene, while back on the path, my girlfriend and I heard a rattling sound. We looked down, and there was a rattlesnake, literally right next to my foot. Here's the picture of him I took. Yeah, that's right, I stopped and took a picture like an idiot. That could have been a really bad ending for your old pal MIB, but luckily the snake let me off with a stern warning.
Hello, my name is Jet Jaguar. You killed my friend. Prepare to die.
This line is from The Princess Bride. Wow, I was quoting a lot of movies in Season 3.
I come from a planet behind Jupiter.
G-fans know that the planet behind Jupiter is Planet X, home of the Zillion alien race. Now, I don't remember exactly why I brought the droids for this scene, but I think it was related to what I said earlier about wedging in more Star Wars references to lead up to a lightsaber fight that never happened. Here we do some world building. Kaiser Ghidorah establishes that Ghidorahs have been visiting Earth since ancient times, and he pinpoints a Destoroyah as the leader of the bad monsters. He's not totally wrong. Later we will learn that the leader is Gojira, but he and Destoroyah both work as agents for Cthulhu.
One more thing. When you do kill Destroyer, bring me his wing.
I'm gonna be 100% honest, I have no idea why I made him request Destoroyah's wing. This is not a meta joke, I honestly don't know why I did that. QR code.
Holy bird roast, Batman! Godzilla just killed the penguin!
If you want to be on our team, we don't kill. We only rattle the cages.
For you kiddies, my Robin persona here is modeled after how Burt Ward portrayed him back in the 1966 Batman TV series. Meanwhile, Batman's modeled after Christian Bale, particularly his Rattle the Cages speech in Batman Begins.
You didn't rattle his cage. We're only supposed to rattle the cages. You guys suck.
Holy barky bow wows!
So there's a compilation on YouTube that's a supercut of animated Robin saying, "Holy this and holy that." And one of the things he actually says when he sees guard dogs is, "Holy barky bow wows." It made me laugh so hard at the time, so I had to reference it.
Holy barky bow wows!
I blamed myself for a team member's death once. Her name was Jean Grey, but she came back with super fire powers.
Cyclops is talking about the Phoenix Saga from the X-Men comics, of course, which is sort of foreshadowing Rodan's upcoming return as Fire Rodan.
Baragon, why you talking like that? That ain't your motherfucking voice.
So this is King Caesar's first appearance, which I used as an opportunity to switch Baragon's personality, and instead of making him a dumb henchman, I would make him a struggling actor with sort of a John Lovitz voice.
Let me show you my headshot.
King Caesar, by the way, was voiced by a coworker friend of mine from an old job. We don't see each other as much these days, which is why you literally don't hear from that character much anymore. QR code. I have a lot of fond memories of this episode too, but I honestly don't have a whole lot of secrets to reveal about it. Well, actually, here's one. Earl's anger at Godzilla about the newsletter is based on a quasi-true story.
When I was young, I signed up for the Godzilla fan club. The ad promised me 2 fan newsletters, but you only sent 1! 1!
When I was little, I'd signed up for a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan club, and they were supposed to send me a welcome kit and 2 newsletters. I got the kit, but I never got the newsletters. So, like any normal person, I made sure to hold on to my anger and save it for decades later when I'd start a YouTube channel. QR code.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first annual Monster Island Talent Show.
Oh, another favorite of mine. By the way, Manilla's video camera comes from the first April O'Neil TMNT action figure. And obviously, this is a reference to the Mr. Trollolo viral video.
You know what, baby? I just want you to know something.
This is actually an original music track, believe it or not, voiced by the guy who voices King Caesar. At this point in the show, we'd had characters drink, do drugs, puke, piss, way more, but for whatever reason, having them actually bang felt like I was crossing a line at the time. But whatever, I did it anyway. QR code. Oh yeah, I was having an issue with my point-and-click camera at this point, so I was trying some other video camera here that produced a completely different image size, and that's why this video has different framing. Aside from that, I don't really have any secrets for this one. QR code!
Lost in time and space.
Now we catch up with MegaGodzilla, who's lost in time and space. So first he's in prehistoric time, yet there's a kangaroo in the picture behind him. I'm not sure why I thought nobody would notice a kangaroo. Here we have a joke about Godzilla having an oldie time ancestor named GIUSEPPEZILLA. This joke does not fit into my Godzilla history canon at all, and I've yet to come up with a good explanation for GIUSEPPEZILLA. Now he's one episode in the future, of course. And finally, he's in the past again, where he's stuck, and as the QR story states, while in prehistoric time, he witnesses Death Ghidorah battling a divine moth in a fight so epic that it wipes out the dinosaurs. Then Mechagodzilla's battery dies, and he's dormant for millions of years, until finally, in present day, the Zillion finds the ancient Mechagodzilla and reads its hard drive. That's how Kaiser Ghidorah knew all about Jet when he met him a few episodes back. Simple, straightforward stuff.
Come back with my sock! Why are you always breaking in and stealing my sock?
Titanosaurus steals Destroya's sock, and in the next episode, he gives that same sock to King Caesar for Christmas.
What do you have to say for yourself? Fuck you.
Secret Santa time! Plus I used footage of Manila that I shot at Disney World. I was really proud of this song I wrote for It's a Small World. This episode is where this season starts to wrap up, and while this season didn't have one dedicated big bad, it was still a really fun season where I got to progress a lot of story and character growth. Oh, and as many commenters noted, I did use a special effects app on my iPhone for a lot of this episode.
Yeah, that's right. Godzilla's the villain we need, but not the one we deserve. Wait, he's the villain we want right now, but he's not the...
And now Batman is quoting Commissioner Gordon toward the end of The Dark Knight.
Oh shit, we all gonna die! It's a trap!
It's a trap, more Star Wars.
It's time to burninate!
And that line was a reference to Trogdor the Burninator from Homestar Runner.
Raymond Burr was spliced into this Japanese movie for its American release.
Oh, the hell if I know.
Godzilla doesn't know his own movie, just a dumb little joke there. We can clearly see that Titanosaurus is still humping Earl's body, despite Earl's ghost asking him not to. Then finally, I closed the loop on another time travel circle. Kaiser used Mechagodzilla's knowledge to make a new mecha. It disguises itself as a future Godzilla, and then time travels to Monster Island Buddies Season 2. So it's a whole Terminator thing. Anyway, that's Season 3. In general, this season started one direction, but then really switched gears about midway through. And I'm glad it did, looking back. I'm happy with what got developed during these episodes. This season is notable to me because it's where I really started to take risks with more complicated plots, and I legitimately was nervous I'd lose people. But you guys are awesome, and now here we are. If you have any more questions or comments about Seasons 1 through 3, I will hang out in the comment section below and try to help you out. Otherwise, I will see you all for Secret Season 4, in which we will tackle my very first toy review, G-Fest, and the epic 50th episode! We'll do that at 85,000 subscribers, so please remember to like and share the videos you like, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm MIB, and we are Monster Island Buddies.